The cognitive revolution shifted focus from the behaving person to the knowing person, also known as the cognitive counter-revolution as described by Miller. No single charismatic leader was leading this shift. Influential figures in early cognitive psychology include E.C. Tolman and E.R. Guthrie. Tolman acknowledged the significance of cognitive factors, introduced concepts like cognitive maps, and played a role in reducing the prevalence of the stimulus response model, while Guthrie suggested describing stimuli in perceptual or cognitive terms. Psychologists Miller and Neisser made significant contributions. Miller, influenced by statistical learning theory, information theory, and computer models, eventually rejected behaviorism. He partnered up with Brunner to open a research center dedicated to the exploration of the human mind. The center was established without a specific purpose in mind, but rather in opposition to behaviorism. Scientists at the center delved into various subjects, including language, memory, perception, concept formation, thinking, and developmental psychology. Behaviorists had disregarded many of these topics. Ulrich Neisser published a book titled Cognitive Psychology in 1967. He described this book as deeply personal and endeavored to articulate his own identity and the type of psychologist he aspired to become. Additionally, it served as a milestone in the chronicles of psychology, striving to outline a fresh approach to the discipline. Its widespread popularity left Neisser uncomfortable with being labeled the father of cognitive psychology. Despite initial praise, Neisser grew disillusioned with the cognitive revolution, advocating for more real-world applications in psychological research. Merely 9 years later, Neisser released Cognition and Reality. The structuralist and functionalist schools of thought examined consciousness, its parts and functions, but behaviorism ignored it. During behaviorism's dominance, Gestalt psychology kept some interest in consciousness alive. Piaget's research faced resistance in the U.S. due to behaviorism, but early cognitive theorists embraced his ideas nonetheless. Physicists emphasized subjective experience, reinstating the importance of consciousness in understanding the world. And Miller credits the moment of conception of cognitive science as September 11, 1956, the day of a symposium on information theory at MIT. In attendance were Newell and Simon speaking on their logic machine. Nat Rochester and collaborators from IBM tested Donald Hebb's neuropsychological theory of cell assemblies. Next, Victor Engve discussed the statistical analysis of gaps and their connection to syntax. Noam Chomsky utilized information theory as a contrast to provide a public explanation of transformational generative grammar. 1 year later, Chomsky's work initiated a cognitive revolution in theoretical linguistics. Miller stated, as he left the symposium, that he had conviction, more intuitive than rational, that experimental psychology, theoretical linguistics, and the computer simulation of cognitive processes were all pieces from a larger whole, and that the future would see a progressive elaboration and coordination of their shared concerns. The cognitive revolution occurring in the 1950s and 1960s was a significant turning point in psychology. Before this, behaviorism was dominant, emphasizing observable behaviors and responses to stimuli. The revolution sparked a renewed interest in mental processes like memory, language, problem-solving, and decision-making, giving rise to cognitive psychology as a distinct field. Influential theories emerged during this period, shaping the foundation of cognitive psychology. Concepts such as schema theory, information processing models, and the role of attention, perception, and memory became central to understanding human thought. Advancements in methodologies also occurred, including experimental paradigms, neuropsychological studies, computational modeling, and brain imaging techniques. These contributed to a deeper understanding of cognitive processes and led to the development of interdisciplinary fields like cognitive neuropsychology and cognitive neuroscience. Ethical considerations became increasingly important, leading to the establishment of guidelines for research with human subjects, informed consent, confidentiality, and protection of vulnerable populations. Overall, the evolution of cognitive psychology has been characterized by a move towards more holistic understanding of cognition and considering mental processes, neural mechanisms, and interactions with the environment. Some concepts and ethical standards have evolved with social changes and technological advancements, while others remain fundamental to guiding research and practice in the field. Understanding past unethical experiments like the Little Albert experiment serves as a cautionary tale for psychologists, ensuring participant protection and informed consent. Learning from these mistakes helps uphold ethical standards in research and therapy. Additionally, lessons from the cognitive revolution underscore the importance of internal mental processes and recognizing cognitive biases. By integrating innovative technologies like neuroimaging, psychologists can continue evolving and contributing to our understanding of human behavior. The cognitive revolution highlighted the importance of studying mental processes and challenged the limits of behaviorism. Today, psychologists use evidence-based solutions and cognitive theories to improve well-being and address social issues. Understanding mental processes also helps develop personalized interventions for diverse needs. Lessons from the cognitive revolution shape ethical practices, research methods, and solutions in psychology. By learning from history, psychologists can positively impact society, fostering ethical conduct, innovative research, and effective mental care. Advances in cognitive neuroscience and brain imaging technology have provided unprecedented insights into the neural mechanisms underlying human cognition and behavior. This trend aligns closely with the focus on internal mental processes and brain functioning that emerged during the cognitive revolution. By leveraging sophisticated neuroimaging tools like the MRI and EEG, psychologists can further explore cognitive processes such as attention, memory, and decision making. Integrating historical insights with cutting-edge neuroscience research opens new possibilities for understanding the complex interplay between the mind and the brain. Increased awareness and destigmatization of mental health issues, as well as growing emphasis on holistic wellness approaches, are shaping the future of psychology. This societal change aligns with the cognitive revolution's recognition of the importance of individuals' subjective experience and mental well-being. By drawing from historical insights on humanistic psychology and positive psychology, psychologists can promote resilience, self-compassion, and flourishing. This intersection fosters opportunities to integrate traditional therapeutic approaches with mindfulness practices, lifestyle interventions, and community-based initiatives to support overall mental health and well-being. Looking at history helps psychologists think about ethical issues. Understanding how ethics have changed over time can help psychologists deal with modern problems. Awareness of how culture, diversity, and power affect ethics is essential. Knowing how historical events affected ethics helps psychologists understand multicultural issues better. History also teaches psychologists about privacy laws and confidentiality standards. Remembering past mistakes helps psychologists keep client information private and maintain professional boundaries, especially with new issues like data privacy. History also guides how psychologists get consent from clients, focusing on being transparent and respecting clients' choices. Learning from past problems helps psychologists deal with current issues around consent and ethics in therapy. Looking at past boundary violation cases helps psychologists keep boundaries clear and avoid ethical issues. Using historical knowledge, psychologists can make better moral choices, be more humble about cultural differences, and be more responsible in their work.